put on the table. Page 100, and I just love the way the story is. I'm just gonna binge the rest of this. Shut up. It is quite beautiful. The girls are on their way. I started the 7. Hello, my sweet angel besties, welcome back. I felt like filming another reading vlog. These are just my favorite videos to film because books are just my favorite thing, and then being able to talk about those books with other people is equally my favorite thing. So filming reading vlogs is just so fun to me, and I really just want to do a big mood reading vlog. Like, we're just gonna see what I read over the next, I don't even know, few days, week, we'll see how we go. I don't know exactly what the TBR for this video will be. However, I did start a new book last night and it's so good so far, and that book is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I did get an early copy of this. I am so extremely grateful. Hachette sent me an early copy of this, and I've just been so excited to pick it up because I literally love everything that I've read from Ali Hazelwood. I've read everything that she's written apart from the like short stories that she has, like the Love to Loathe You, Loathe to Love, Loathe to Love You, like the 3 short story compilation situation. I haven't read that, but I've read everything else, and everything that I have read from her has been 4 stars or above. Like, I literally just love it. I think she writes really fun, light-hearted rom-coms that still have depth to them, and I just have so much fun when reading her books. So when I heard that she was coming out with her first young adult romance, I got so excited because I love young adult romance. Like, I really do. I feel like it's just so wholesome and so fun. This one comes out on the 8th of November, but so far I am really enjoying this. Like I said, I started it last night and I read a little bit this morning. I'm now up to page 110. And I'm just having so much fun with this. Before I went into this, all I knew is that it was young adult romance and it is chess related. Obviously, you can tell from the cover that it is going to be chess related, but that's like literally all I knew about it. But now I'm like a third of the way in, and I would say that yes, it's chess related. Yes, it is a young adult romance, of course. But to give you a little bit more information, we are following Mallory, who is 18 years old, and she used to love chess, but she hasn't played it in a really long time. I haven't really got a full understanding yet, but it seems like chess is kind of tied to something that is quite traumatic to her, and because of that tie, chess has become something just like not fun for her anymore, and rather it's got a lot of bad memories attached to it. So because of that, she has stopped playing chess. But as we're following her, she's 18 years old, she's just finished high school, and she lives with her mum and her sisters, and they just like aren't in the best financial situation. Mallory is basically supporting her family because her mum is really ill, and there's just like a lot of weight on her shoulders. But basically an opportunity comes up and a new job is offered to her, and she kind of has no choice but to take it, and it is in the chess world. So even though she doesn't really want to take it, she kind of has to, and now she is back in this chess world, and that's kind of the whole setup for this book. We have seen who I think is going to be the love interest a couple times in this book, but as of right now, I'm like 100 pages in, and there's definitely like no romance going on right now. It's very much more just like setting up Mallory's story, getting a lot of background information, but I'm not mad at it. Like, I really like Mallory. I really like learning more about her. I really like just like the general setup that we've had so far. Also, can I just say, I know nothing about chess. I know how to play it. Like, I know the basic rules. I know how the pieces work, but I don't know any strategies. I don't know any like techniques or how the competitions work or anything like that. And so I was a bit nervous going into this because I was like as someone who doesn't know anything about chess, is this just like not gonna be very interesting to me? But I am loving it. Like, I'm so surprised at how much I'm loving like the chess element of it. I just think it's really fun. I'm really surprised, really surprised. It kind of reminds me of when I read Carrie Soto is Back. I know nothing about tennis. I don't know how it works. I don't know how to play it. I've never played tennis in my life, but I loved that book and I loved the tennis element of it, even though I just don't care about tennis in the real world. And in the same way, even though I just don't really have any sort of experience or love for chess in the real world, I am loving how it is described and the role it is playing throughout this book. So far so good. Like, I'm honestly really impressed. If it continues the way it is, this might shape up to be my favorite Ali Hazelwood book. Like, it's just really fun. So I'm gonna keep reading and I will update you guys later, but I feel like I'm gonna binge this because I'm just enjoying it that much, honestly. Guys, we're getting little crumbs of romance and it's making me so excited. just hopped into bed and I have been looking forward to this pretty much all day. After the last clip I filmed, I was just like out all day. I came home, had to do some computer work, and now I'm in bed. My skincare is done, my teeth are brushed, and I am gonna get back to this book, and I'm so excited because I've just been thinking about these characters all day. I'm so shocked at how much room this is taking up in my brain, because I just thought it would be like, oh yeah, like a fun little YA romance, like whatever. But I'm really enjoying it and I want to know what's gonna happen next. I'm at page 160, so just shy of halfway, and I just love the way the story is progressing so far. It's now the next day and I have some things to do that are not reading related, but I thought it would be fun to bring you guys along with me anyway, because I'm not weekly vlogging this week, but I still wanted to share this stuff with you guys. Basically this weekend, my friends and I are having a 1989 Taylor's version listening party, and I'm just so excited. We're gonna just like have dinner together, listen to the new album, and make friendship bracelets. But I just went to Officeworks and printed out some little like graphics that I'm gonna put on the table, like at everyone's place setting, so it looks like the album but it has our faces on it instead of Taylor's. This is just from a little template that was going around TikTok where you could put your own face, so I just did that with all of us and then like screenshot it. And then I also made some little like fun games that we could do, so I've got one where we can rate all of the new Vault songs. We also just have the track list because I thought that would be like helpful just to like see what the songs are. And then we have guess the song, so I've put lyrics from all of the different songs on the original album, obviously because we don't have the new songs yet, but just like one line from each song and then a space to write down what the song is. And I'm just going to put those at each of our little table settings for when we're eating dinner and just like hanging out and chatting and listening to the album. But I'm about to go into Kmart to look for some beads for our friendship bracelet, and also probably the $2 shop, and then I might drop into Spotlight after depending on like what I can find. And I've also got some from Amazon that are like the actual letters. But I'm just so excited. This is so fun. I love hosting silly little parties with my friends. Why is it the most fun ever? I ended up not having a lot of luck looking for friendship bracelet supplies. However, I did come home and order some on Amazon, so I'll just have to wait for those to get here. The only things I did pick up was some elastic. I also ended up going to Kmart, a $2 shop, and Spotlight, and just like nowhere had really what I was looking for, or if they did, it was like ridiculously expensive, and I was like, no. So Amazon looks like my best bet. If you guys have any other recommendations, please let me know. But I did end up getting these little ones that look like pearls, which I thought would be cute, and then these little ones that just have some fun colors. Again, just thought it would be fun to mix it up. But I ordered some colored beads and some like alphabet beads from Amazon, and those should arrive tomorrow, which is stunning. But I'm gonna do some more reading. Back to Check and Mate, which I'm still really enjoying. I actually don't have that much left because I just did some reading while I ate my lunch. I think I have just under 100 pages to go, and I do think this is going to end up being my favorite Ali Hazelwood book. I don't think it's going to be quite a 5-star, but I'm really liking it. I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen in this last 100 pages. Like, I don't really know how it's going to go. I wouldn't go into this expecting an incredible romance. I would say it actually feels like, for me at least, like this is how I see it, this book feels like 50% plot, 50% romance, which I feel like most of the time in a romance book, the plot is a little lackluster. Like it's okay, it's there, but it's not usually amazing. It kind of just is there in the background, you know, existing. But in this book, I feel like I'm personally really invested in the actual plot, in the actual like chess tournaments, in the internship situation she's got going on. Like, I find our main character, Mallory, like her storyline and like her character development and all of the things that she's got going on, it kind of feels like the main thing to me. And yes, like the romance is there and it is like significant, but it doesn't feel like it's the main thing or the only thing. I feel like Mallory's story is more important than the romance, and I'm actually really enjoying that. I think it's perfect for this book and perfect for this story. And personally, I honestly think a lot of the time I prefer romance as a subplot, so I'm really enjoying that. I don't really think there's no romance in this, because it definitely is. Like, it is a romance book, but I just don't feel like it is as romance heavy as a lot of other romance books. It actually feels like our main character Mallory, her storyline, her character development, development, her family life, her personal life, just like her as a person. That's what feels like the main thing in this book. I hope that makes sense. It just feels like there's so much more to this than just a romance, and I really, really like that. It definitely doesn't feel like literary fiction. It doesn't feel like chick lit even. It just feels like a YA book with a good romance subplot. It's always the best feeling when you're reading a book and you're like, oh, this is a good book. Like, I'm loving this. I don't think it's gonna be 5 stars, but I definitely think it's sitting in that 4-star kind of area. And I don't know exactly where. We'll see how the last 100 pages goes, but it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm so glad that I picked this up. I just finished Check and Mate, and that was so good. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think for my rating, I'm gonna give it like either a 4.25 or a 4.5. I haven't like quite settled on a rating. I'll give it a bit of time, but immediate thoughts is either 4.25 or 4.5. Like, honestly, so good. Didn't quite give me that 5-star feeling, and I didn't have those like visceral reactions. Like, you guys know, you guys see when a book is 5 stars for me. Like, you can see my reactions to a book when it's 5 stars. Like, I can't help but like let my emotions actually show. And I didn't quite feel like that with this book. I wasn't like giddy, I wasn't like giggling, but I just really enjoyed my reading experience. I had a great time. I loved the storyline. Like I said, not like the best romance I've ever read, but the story was really good to me. I just thought it was such a great YA book. I'm honestly so impressed. I feel like going into this, I was really unsure about how it was going to go, because obviously I haven't read any YA books from Ali Hazelwood. So I don't know. I just feel like some authors tend to do one better than the other. Like, in my opinion, I feel like Lynn Painter does YA so much better than adult. And so I was just like, oh, what if Ali Hazelwood is really good at adult, but like maybe her YA won't be as good? But honestly, I was so impressed. I hope she writes a lot more YA in the future, because this is my favorite book that she's written. It's officially taken the top spot for me. And again, I don't know anything about chess. I don't really care about chess, and I still had such a great time reading this. So I don't think you need to know anything about chess or care about chess in order to enjoy this. Next up, I think I'm gonna pick up 5 Survive. I'm not sure. We'll see how we go. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna like see if that's what I'm in the mood for. But if it's not, then I might just pick up something else instead. But this is like my little friend group's book club for the month, and we're meeting up to talk about it next week, so I need to read it. I'm intrigued. I don't really know what I'm gonna think of this. I really enjoyed the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy that she wrote, so I'm intrigued to see if this compares to that. Officially 150 pages into this book, and so I thought I would give you my thoughts. If you don't know what this book is about, I don't think I even gave you like a synopsis or anything like that. Basically, we follow 6 friends who are on spring break heading to like a holiday destination in an RV, and then they have some issues with the RV and they're kind of stranded in the middle of nowhere. And then suddenly there's a sniper who shoots at the RV and then later starts communicating with the 6 friends. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll just read what's on the back. It says, with 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape or work out which one of them is the target, because they don't know. Buried secrets will be forced to light, but not everyone will survive the night. Honestly, a really intriguing concept, and the book is broken up hour by hour. So the book starts at 10 p.m. and then we follow them hour by hour until I think 6 a.m. is the last one. We also have a little map of the RV, so when they're describing like where they're sitting or what they're doing, we can like kind of have a mental image, which is actually very helpful. I'm 150 pages in, so I'm at 1 a.m. and I'm not gonna lie, for the first 100 pages I was feeling pretty meh about it. Like, I was like, oh, it's like interesting, but I'm not really attached. I'm not super invested. And I guess that makes sense because you're trying to get to know 6 characters and you're just like working out who is who and what the situations are, what their backgrounds are. And we're also only reading from one character's POV, and her name is Red, and she's a really interesting character. I don't even know how to describe her. She's just a little odd, I guess. She's got a really difficult home life, very traumatized, and that trauma that she's been through is still very like evident, and she has a lot of triggers that just remind her of that trauma all the time, which is really difficult for her. And then obviously we've got all of her friends, and I definitely like some of the characters a lot more than others. I don't have a single theory as to what the conclusion of this is going to be. Like, I don't know what any of the secrets are going to be. I don't know like who is to blame, I guess. Like, I don't know if there's going to be a character that is in on it, or like, I don't know. I really have no theories, no ideas as to what's going to happen. So I'm intrigued, but I'm not like obsessed. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I picked this up, I binged it in like one sitting, couldn't put it down, and I'm not quite feeling like that yet. Like, maybe I'll change my mind, but right now I'm like, oh, I'm interested and I want to know what's going to happen. And I'm definitely like reading it pretty quickly. Like, I've read 150 pages in the last like couple of hours, but I'm not obsessed. It's definitely not feeling like 5 stars to me right now, but again, we'll see how we go. It's now the next day. Last night I ended up reading up to page, I think like 240. And then this morning I literally woke up and kept reading, opened my eyes and just like grabbed the book, kept reading. And now I'm up to page 300 and it is like 7 a.m. And tell me why I need to just like binge the rest of this right now. Like, I'm definitely way more invested than I was earlier in the book, which I guess makes sense, but definitely like as the book has progressed, I have just gotten more and more invested. I have got a few theories and ideas. I've written them down on my phone because since this is like a book club book with my friends, we're gonna probably discuss like our theories and what we were thinking at certain points in the book. So I always try and write them down so I don't forget. One of my theories I definitely think is wrong, but one of my other theories I'm still waiting to see if it's right or not. I hope it's right, because if it is, I'll just feel so accomplished. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so excited to like see what's gonna happen. And also my friend George, who has already read this book, messaged our group chat and was like, you all need to film your reaction to like a certain page. I need to find out what page it was, because I think it's 300 and something, and now that I'm at page 300. Oh, okay, page 350. I need to record my reaction so that we can like show book club, which I think is so fun because she was the first one to read this, and I think she said she recorded her reaction during that time. I think she must have just been like vlogging at the time, and she like caught a reaction on camera, and then she's like, oh my gosh, I want to see how all of you react to it too. So I'm excited to see that, but I've still got, you know, quite a bit to go until I get to that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I feel like I'm just gonna binge the rest of this morning. I think I have like 80-ish pages to go. I don't know. I really don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see. I'm up to chapter 35. I will say some of these characters are literally insane. Like, crazy. Like, I can't even imagine how I would respond if I was in a situation like this. I think I would simply pass away. Also, this is called 5 Survive and there are 6 friends. So I'm assuming that means that obviously 5 of them survive, as one would infer with their critical thinking skills. And I still can't tell which one is the one who is not going to survive. And if I had to choose one of the characters to not make it through, I definitely have a preference, but I just have a feeling it's not going to be that person. It's going to probably be someone that I like a lot more. So I am terrified for that. Yeah. I'm nervous. Oh my gosh, shut up. I don't feel like this is gonna end well at all. 5 a.m. I'm so stressed. I'm not like scared. This book isn't scaring me or like spooking me or creeping me out. I'm just stressed. Oh, I don't know if I want to know what's gonna happen next. No. You're kidding. Idiot. No. Oh my gosh, put him in the bin. What? How did they think that was gonna work? That was never gonna work. Idiots. Oh my freaking goodness. I can't believe they did that. You're kidding. Oh, I want to punch him in the face. I really do. Oh my gosh. I feel a bit sick if I'm being honest. I think one of my theories is correct. Surely. Oh my goodness, if I'm right. I need to take a few deep breaths actually. I don't think I'm a thriller girly. This is stressing me out too much. And my coffee is going cold because I keep forgetting about it. I was right. Oh. I love the last like 50 pages of a thriller when you get all the answers. This is so good. I mean, it's terrible, but it's so good. I love knowing things. What? Oh, the reveals just keep coming. No freaking way. Wow. Wow. Oh, I didn't guess that at all. Shut up, you idiot. I'm so sick of you. No. I've just come up with a new theory. I hope I'm not right, but I'm at page 348. Ah! I need to write down a theory to discuss in book club. Page 350. I'm stressed. Oh my gosh. I knew it. Yep. Okay, that wasn't a really good reaction. I'm so sorry, but I did guess it. I'm so sorry. Did she know? And that's why... Oh my gosh. She knew. She knew this whole time. Wow. Shut your mouth. I'm so done with you. Oh my gosh. Surely not. Chill out. I think they all need to take a deep breath. I'm so frustrated. Just literally go away, please. I'm so over this. Get rid of him. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Surely not. 6 a.m. Wow. I need to process. That was a wild ride. I just got a knock on the door and I have 2 packages and they're both from publishers, so I thought we could open them together. The first one is from Hachette. I think I know what this is and I'm so excited. Yay! Note first, as always. Hi Rachel, the Magnolia family grows enjoy the SS23 collection of Long Way Home and The Great Undoing from Claudia. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much, Hachette. So we have the new cover of Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. Wow. It is quite beautiful, isn't it? The gold foiling, the shades of green. Wow. And like really nicely floppy as well. And then of course we have The Great Undoing. Oh, I really love this one too. Wow. I don't know which one's my favorite. I think honestly the first one is my favorite. The pink one with Magnolia and BJ under the table. But these are absolutely stunning and I can't wait to add them to my collection. I have no space, but I'll make room. I will make room. It's gonna be literally a whole shelf dedicated to Magnolia Park soon. And then we have a package from Simon & Schuster. I don't know what this is. There's a sticker on it that says where great writing lives. I don't know what that means. Whoa. Oh, is this like a branch off Simon & Schuster called Scribner? Oh, we have a tote bag. Cute. Reading is a means of thinking with another person's mind. It forces you to stretch your own. That's cool. And then we have a couple of books. Wow. These look very like different from my normal taste, but that's kind of exciting. That's kind of a good thing. We have Storyteller by Lee Sales, Questions, Answers, and the Craft of Journalism. We have The Hummingbird Effect. I feel like I've heard of this one by Kate Mildenhall, an epic kaleidoscopic story of 4 women connected across time and place by an invisible thread and their determination to shape their own stories. That sounds really good. And then lastly we have The Modern by Anna Kate Blair. The Modern is an irresistible debut novel about desire, art, and the paradoxes of a precarious generation. I love the cover of this one. I think that's really pretty. Wow, thank you so much Simon & Schuster and Scribner? I feel like Scribner, surely. Oh my gosh, I just remembered I'm wearing my Magnolia shirt today. What great timing. I'm making a cake. Guys, we just set up our 1989 party and it looks so good. I'm so happy with how it turned out. We're also watching Gossip Girl in the background, but let me show you the table. How fun! I'll have more photos and things on my Instagram and I'll like tag where everything is from, but tablecloth is from an op shop. So are all of the jars. Flowers are from Woolworths, Kmart, Adairs, number 22 home, number 22 home, op shop. I think that's everything. And these were just printed. So cute.
I think she knows that she drives him crazy when she's looking like that. The way she's moving makes him want it so bad. Gets the attention that we...
These are our outfits for our 1989 party. Mine's from Princess Polly. Mine's from Dish. Very cute. I'm holding a lighter because we're about to light a candle. The girls are on their way. I'm so excited for them to see it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh my gosh! Because I just... Oh, that's... Like, that's hot. That's hot. Oh, that's scrumdiddlyumptious.
Fly, knows how to write a good song, at least better than this. 'Cause if you've seen her, I know that you would believe it. 'Cause I know that you'd want her to. Yeah, I do. Come on and give it a shot, but you'll be missing the cut. I think she knows that she drives him crazy when she's looking like that.
It's actually been a few days since I talked to you last. Our little listen party was so fun. I totally underestimated how fun it is to make friendship bracelets, and if you haven't done it before, go do it. I feel like it is healing my inner child. I feel like it is just like such a fun activity to do with your friends, and obviously you can make them exactly like what you want them to be. Let me actually show you the ones I made because it's kind of fun. I'm obviously still gonna make more, but these are just the ones that I've made so far. Guys, I'm so excited. This is so fun. I made a bunch at our listen party, but then I came home and made more on Sunday because I was just so obsessed and just was having so much fun. We have this one that says Midnights, and it's got like some dark blue and gold. This one says Evermore. I made one that says Save You a Seat from Lover. I made a paper rings one. This one is one of my favorites as well, actually. I made a little like debut Taylor Swift with just TS on it, but in the debut colors with some little flowers. I thought that was cute. Oh, I like this one too. Mine, Speak Now colors, of course. And I also made like an actual Speak Now as well with some fun little purple beads. Oh, this is one of my favorites as well. It just says, you can't even see, it just says Lover on it, but it has all of the Lover colors on it, which I love the Lover colors. I mean, there's obviously so many more. I have a gold Fearless one with little stars on it. Oh, I made one again in the Lover colors that says The Archer, and this just reminds me so much of Once Upon a Broken Heart now. That song. Obviously I have a bunch more and I can't wait to make so many more, and I cannot recommend it enough. Having a little friendship bracelet party with your friends. But anyway, back to reading, because this is technically a reading vlog. Because I haven't spoken to you in a few days, I have actually started a new book and read quite a bit of it. I started The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and now I only have about 100 pages left, so not long at all. And I've just been super excited to pick this up because it's like pretty short and sweet. It's a contemporary romance with a bit of a magical element to it. It's got like some sort of like time jumping situation. A brief synopsis of this is that we are following Clementine, whose aunt just passed away and left her apartment, and she was really close with her aunt. They spent a lot of time together, and her aunt always said that her apartment was magic. And Clementine never really believed her until she moves into this apartment, and one day she comes home and there is a man in her apartment, and she realizes that she has gone back 7 years into the past, and she only can see him sometimes when she like gets taken back to the apartment during that time. So like sometimes she comes home from work or from being out all day and she'll be in the apartment, and there's no magic, you know, like she's just there with her normal stuff in the present, living her life by herself. And then sometimes she comes home and she is back with this guy called, I don't know how to say it actually, is it Iwan or Ewan. I actually don't know. Iwan. But yeah, she only gets to see him like sometimes, and she doesn't get to like control when she sees him and when he's there and whatever. But it's a really fascinating concept. Honestly, when I first heard about the concept, it really put me off because I don't love like time jumping in contemporary romance books. I've read a couple and I feel like I'm not obsessed with it. I also really don't like Groundhog Day tropes and things like that, and this kind of just, in my brain, I put it in the same category. And so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna really like that. I'm almost just like, just give me contemporary or give me fantasy. Don't give me this like random in-between situation where there's like one magical element, and I don't know, the time jumping is just, it put me off. However, then everyone started raving about this book, giving it 5 stars. I saw Destiny, I think she was like the person that really like convinced me to pick it up when she first read it. I don't know when, maybe a month or 2 ago. I saw her rate it super highly. I don't remember if she gave it 4 or 5 stars or like 4.5 or something like that. Either way, she rated it really highly, and we all know that Destiny is pretty picky with the books that she rates really highly, which I really appreciate, because when she does rate something really highly, obviously you know that she loves it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being more picky about your like 5 stars and things. When I saw she rated it really highly, I was like, okay, I've got to pick it up. Anything that she rates like super high, I'm just like, okay, I've got to try this and see if it's for me. And then I saw Sarah rate it really highly. I saw Haley rate it really highly. And I've just seen so many people read this and love it. And I was like, I need to get my hands on this. I need to read it. However, I haven't been in a huge romance mood this month. But now it's the end of the month and I was really determined to read this in October because it's part of my October TBR. And I was really excited to pick it up. I just, yeah, like I said, wasn't in a huge romance mood. So I finally picked it up on like the 30th of October. Today's the 31st. I started reading it. Obviously, like I said, I have 100 pages left and I am really enjoying it way more than I thought I would when I first heard about the concept. Obviously, after I saw everyone giving it really high reviews, my expectations increased a bit, but yeah, I'm just really having a lot of fun with it. I don't think it's a 5-star for me, but I am just thoroughly enjoying it. I also think it's one of those books where at the start I was like, okay, like it's fine, but as the book has gone on, my SD card just ran out of memory, but I'm back. As the book has gone on, I have enjoyed it more, and as like the romance has progressed, I've enjoyed it more. I still don't think I'm like obsessed, and I don't know if I'm gonna rate it as highly as I've seen other people rate it, but of course I still have 100 pages left, so obviously I'm gonna see how we go. But either way, I've had a lot of fun with it. I just love the way it's written. I think the writing is just beautiful. I've underlined a bunch of stuff that are just, I don't know, just beautiful lines and beautiful just moments, I guess. The way things are described is just so beautiful to me. However, I don't think I'm like obsessed with the actual romance itself. I think I'm more obsessed with like the writing and like the vibes it's giving. Like this is a really small example, but our main character says, I hate new things. I like repetition. And the love interest says, why? And she says, new things are scary. And he said, they don't have to be. And she says, how are they not? And he said, because some of my favorite things I haven't even done yet. And I don't know why, but that just is so beautiful to me. Just like little moments like that where I'm like, oh, I love how this is written and I love like how it makes me feel. But I'm gonna keep reading this now, hopefully just like finish it, because this is the last book that I think I'm gonna read this month, and I would love to film my wrap up maybe today if I have time. So let's finish this book. Even this is just so beautifully written. She's saying her aunt always said, dancing in the rain made you live longer. Even though it was silly and certifiably untrue, it was a nice thought, even if it turned out to be false. Whenever rain would begin to drum on the windows, wherever my aunt and I were, it didn't matter if we were home or in some foreign place, she would grab my hand and pull me out into the rain. She would stretch out her arms and tilt her head back to the sky, because that's what life felt like, she always said. That's what life was for. Like, this aunt knows what it means to romanticize your life and just like enjoy the tiny little joys, because everything she says is just so beautiful. This book has me tearing up, so that's really awesome and great and amazing. I am trying really hard not to cry. I finished it. That was so good. Like, so good. However, I feel like the second half of this book was so like significantly better than the first half. Like the first half was very much like 4 stars to me, and the second half was, or a lot of the second half was definitely 5 stars for me, especially the last 100 pages. So I'm like, I can't rate it 5 stars just because of the second half, you know what I mean? So I think it's probably gonna be like a 4.5, but stunning book. I liked the romance a lot, I did, but my favorite parts of this book were just more of like the fiction elements, the grief aspect of it, just like the way they talked about life and just like living rather than existing. I loved those parts. Those parts were easily the standouts to me and just made me feel so like I just need to make sure I'm actually living my life, you know? And I love it when books really make me think about my own life. I can be totally consumed by the story, but still thinking about how that transfers into my own life as well. I don't know if that's making any sense. Hopefully if you've read this book, you know what I'm referring to, but so good. Okay, let's do a little recap of what I read in this vlog. Final thoughts, final ratings, all of that sort of stuff. Obviously, we started off with Check and Mate, which was so freaking good. Just like the perfect YA book to me. Like I said, I do think that the plot was probably more significant than the romance. Like we were 100 pages into this book and we had barely met the love interest, but I loved it. I really loved it. I think it leans more towards just like YA compared to romance, but the romance is still phenomenal. Still had me giggling and blushing. I still think it's like such a gorgeous book and I just loved it so much. I also saw someone make a TikTok, her name's Sam, I love her, and she was showing this book and comparing it to Mastermind by Taylor Swift, like the song, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't even think of that until I saw her TikTok, but it's so perfectly Mastermind. This book is so perfectly Mastermind. This was great, 4.5 stars, like absolutely phenomenal. Then we read 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This was really fun. I enjoyed this a lot. I don't think it was like the best thriller I've ever read or even the best YA thriller I've ever read, but it was fun. Had me on the edge of my seat. Loved the plot twists. Definitely had me shocked at some moments. So I think I'm gonna give this 4 stars. It was good. It did everything it needed to do. And then obviously the 7-Year Slave, I just talked about my thoughts on this, so I don't need to repeat myself, but so good. 4.5 I want to say. Great books in this reading vlog. I haven't read a lot of great books this month. I think I've only had maybe 1 5-star this month and maybe a couple 4.5s. So the fact that we had 2 4.5-star reads in the same video, like that's pretty phenomenal. You guys joined me on a good reading week. But I would honestly recommend all of these books. And don't forget that Check and Mate comes out, I think, the 8th of November. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Those are all the books I'm going to be reading in today's vlog. I also just uploaded my November TBR the other day, so make sure you check that out if you want to see what I'm planning to read in November, and let me know if there are any specific reading vlogs or like reading challenges you want to see. I don't know if I've got anything specific planned for November. Yeah, I don't actually know if I do. Let me know if you want to see any specific like challenges or videos or anything like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and reading with me for the past week, and also doing some other things too. This was definitely a lot more vloggy than my usual reading vlogs, but hopefully you guys don't mind. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.